A mega short one today. I've got so much content to share with you soon, including an extreme toy declutter where I pulled every toy out of my entire house and put it in one place. I'm pretty much living as a minimalist now, okay? I wanted to share something with you quite interesting. This is what it looks like when clutter has started to build in your home, but you have not enabled it to. I'm going to explain that. This is what clutter looks like when you have no longer enabled clutter in your home. Because in my home, there isn't the storage to allow for clutter. For example, this is where I work. There is a very small chest of drawers here that has maybe 30% of the things that I own. In my living room, I have a small bookcase and that's it. And a tiny little thing for toys. All of this stuff that somehow ended up either needs to be put away. For example, that's my ski kit that needs to be put back. That's a bag of clothes handed down from a family member. I need to go through it and see what I'll keep for my daughter when she's older, if anything. A few things that need to be tidied away. But the point is, when you don't allow for clutter anymore, you end up with a system that means that it shows up like this. You feel like, oh my gosh, why is my house so messy? Why have I got so much clutter? But the thing is, it's a good thing because now I'm going to work through this and let go of what's needed. Because I thought I'd put my face on because you never see me and I don't want you to think I'm AI. Because I've got nowhere to put that stuff, because I've built the storage systems that enable minimalism, it will look messy for a minute after a really busy period. It was my daughter's birthday. There was a huge influx of toys. I've been letting go of some of her older toys that she doesn't play with anymore and making room for the newer things and just like re-systemizing. And it's a really good feeling that clutter is just sort of showing up in those ways. It just dawned on me. I kept thinking, why is there clutter? Every few months, why have I got that big pile of clutter? And it's because I'm not enabling it anymore. It's not welcome in my home. Things that don't have a space, they're not going to be staying here. When you have big piles like that, it's worth obviously going back to the tools of, do I need this? Is this adding value to my life? Because it's not about throwing things away that are not valuable. It's not about not having the storage systems for things that genuinely you need in your life. I'm not about that. But what I'm not about even stronger is having surplus storage that things can be stuffed into for you to not have to deal with straight away. And that's the biggest issue about why minimalism slips away from us, because we think, oh great, I'll have all this storage while I've got loads of stuff. Then as I go, I'll organise and let go of things. But what happens is you think that you're kind of focusing on the storage that you have and having it orderly, not realising that actually you don't need as much as you think. So a lot of my friends who I talk to about minimalism, I say, don't do storage until you've done the decluttering, until you've let go of most things. And that might look really messy for a little while, but it's just how I did it. So for a minute, mess is still going to show up in my home. I'm still on this journey. It's a long way to go. Just in terms of like, I want to arrive at the place where life feels like it flows more. And I don't think that's unrealistic, because there are several areas of my life where life does now flow exactly how I want it to. And it frees me up to spend more time in the garden with the kids after school, or doing my cello lessons, or practicing cello, or reading, watching TV, like things I want to do instead of like clearing up. And you can have that too. You don't have to be spending all your time, managing all this inventory, as the Americans call it, inventory. If you think about your house as like a place where all your stuff lives, and just getting rid of the stuff that doesn't need to live here anymore, it's a really nice way to think of it. So things have to get worse to get better. If things feel really messy, don't buy storage just to deal with the mess. Declutter as you go. And I will hop in soon to share loads more videos. I've got some really cool content coming up. It's just on my phone. I just haven't had time to go through it because I also run a marketing business. I've got one on an extreme toy declutter. I went around my house, and I don't actually recommend this. I just thought it'd be fun. Like, I had 36 hours away from my kids, and I thought, what would be fun? And to me, this is just fun. I went from attic into every cubby hole, every single area in my entire house that might have even the tiniest piece of Lego, stickle brick, piece of a jigsaw puzzle, random lost action figurine from a toy box. And I pulled every single item into my dining room. And, I am a minimalist. That's how I live now, okay? But there are a couple of areas I'm still working on. So the toy one is done now. the toys that exist in my house are very minimal now, but they're still really fun for my kids. Like, they still love all the stuff they've got. No, none of them have said, Mummy, why haven't I got many toys? Where have my toys all gone? No, it was just random rubbish bits of plastic all over the house. So they're all gone now. I feel lighter. There's also a video that I'm going to upload soon on paperwork. I show you how I got down to literally one single small drawer in our home of paperwork, and that's every piece of paper that exists. I would like to say that I could go completely paperless. Just feels a bit weird because sometimes we're moving house and the mortgage company's like, can you send us a photo of a utility bill? And there's a couple of like notes to do with health and books to do with health and things like that. I think the drawer is fine. Now, if ever there's a piece of paperwork that someone's looking for, it's like, it's in that tiny drawer. And that was really fun. So I've got a video on that. I've also got a video on, what was the other one? It was really good. Something to do with like resetting my house after a crazy time. I'll drop in again soon. I haven't been here for ages. I've genuinely done loads of content, but just haven't been here for a while.